Now, this is in capsules. It's 3-minute
Yeah.
capsules. So I'm facing the clock. If we get wordy, I'll kind of nod to you and you sew up what we're saying and we'll start again, kind of,
Okay.
on something else. This is The Night Bird, Alison Steele, brought to you by the Army Reserve. We'll be on the inside track with Cheap Trick after this. Cheap Trick, one of the hottest groups in the business, and I am facing Bun E Carlos and Rick Nielsen. Now, Rick I've met before, Bunny, this is the first time, and we got to get some things cleared up. First of all, it's not B-U-N-N-Y, Bunny, it's B-U-N-E apostrophe.
Yes.
That's hardly a given name now, is it, Bun?
It's the Americanized form of Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yes, Americanized Venezuelan name.
Isn't that? I've never heard that, Venezuela.
It's very common in Caracas,
And is
actually.
and that's where you come from?
That's where I was born, yes.
How interesting. And how did you meet up with Rick?
Well, I was bumming around over in France, and he ran into me in a bar.
Literally?
Actually, Allison, we saw, Tom and myself saw Mr. Bunny Carlos playing these monster-sized drums, and we thought he was a Frenchman.
Uh-huh.
And we went over and, with our broken French, asked him if he'd like to join our group, because we thought the guy was fantastic. And, of course, he said no, but later we talked him into it, and we're happy. Now we've got one of the world's greatest drummers.
We've got one of the world's greatest bands, apparently. What was the breakout point, Rick, for the band?
Well, we'd been together just playing clubs and trying to build a following and get a lot of material and get lights and sound and decent crews. And then we went to a record producer. We went to Jack Douglas, who produces Aerosmith. He did our first album. We went to an agency, and then we went to the record company. We went to the record company last because we felt we wanted to have more control in what we did, because we'd been to different people and they'd say, "Oh, Rick, you must grow your hair long," or "Bunny, here, get some gold lame suits. You should look more like Elvis or David Bowie," or something like that. And we said, no, we want to be what we are, and if you like it, great. And so we went there, and we ended up with a better deal than we asked for with Epic.
Didn't Douglas think you were kind of presumptuous as an unknown band coming to him? I mean, he's a producer of stature.
Yeah, well, but he liked the stuff.
How'd you get him to sit still and listen?
Well, we always felt real positive about things we did, and we just went to him with that attitude and said, "Hey, we're terrific. Listen to this. We think you'll agree." He agreed, and he signed us. I mean, he booked the time in the studio before we were signed to the record company. So
Power of positive thinking.
Yeah.
Did anyone?
Psycho-cybernetics.
Absolutely. You read that one too, Max Maltz, huh? For instance, Rick, this persona that you've adopted, I mean, what is that you're carrying?
Well, I have a mechanical hand here, which seems to be very popular with the girls and the fellows we've met around the world. I got this as a gift from someone in Japan. I wish you could see it through your radio speaker. Just sort of squish your speaker and pretend it's a little hand there. That's what it looks like.
In other words, you can do anything you want and not be held responsible. Not me, not my hand.
Okay. Yes, I can honestly say I've never touched a girl without this. What am I saying here?
It's terrific. I love it. It's all part of the image, and...
Well, I don't always carry it, Allison. Only when I meet someone of your stature.
Oh, I'm so turned on. All of this, of course, would be for naught if the band wasn't good, which they are, and that you know.
When we make records, before we make the records, we decide what we want to put on it. So it's our decision. We like to listen to our own records, and so we go and do what we feel like doing. And if it pleases us, we hope it pleases other people, and to this point, we think it has.
It's worked, okay. You got a good formula.
Yeah, we do our albums in a hurry because we're always on tour. We've done each album in about 3 weeks each, and that's from start to finish, and that's
fabulous. And other groups take 6 months in the studio.
Some take more than
Is that how you got the name Cheap Trick?
We're in a hurry.
Yeah, it's terrific. What can you give us any clues about the next album, Rick? Is it going to be any big surprise to us?
It's going to have. I think some people are going to like most of our records. If you listen to it one time, you get a certain idea about the record. But our records are kind of things you can listen to 40 and 50 times or more, and get things out of it every time, because like there's double and triple entendre in the words, and the chords aren't the normal just switch here, and we've got little thing, we might have a backwards thing here and there that we put in on purpose to keep our interest and keep the listener's interest. And the new one, we think, will have some real straightforward stuff. Dream Police is one of the tunes. Writing on the Walls, the name of the
Dream
tune.
Police.
Yeah.
Stop right there. That's going to last me for a while. I'm going to spend the next couple of months thinking about what could Dream Police be, and we're going to have a lot of fun thinking about that one, and we'll really be looking forward to the next Cheap Trick album. Rick, it was really wonderful spending some time with you, and with you too, Bunny Carlos.
Thank you, Alison.
Rick Nielsen, Cheap Trick, and this is The Night Bird, Alison Steele, brought to you by the Army Reserve. Rick, have you found that fans are beginning to emulate your attire? And I have a picture of Rocky Horror Show of the first 3 rows all dressed in baseball caps and sweaters. I almost wore mine today.
As a matter of fact, I've seen quite a few very good-looking people dressed much like myself and much like Bunny too.
That's right.
The way we look, it's easy to look like us. I mean,
Well,
it's hard for girls to grow mustaches like Bunny, but
That's true.
They
are available on Broadway.
You're
though.
right. You can rent them at certain stores, and baseball hats. It seems to. My personality, I like to have fun, and I think the way I look is fun.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't do it as a joke. It's not a joke, and it's not a put on or anything like that. I just like to have fun, and I like to be. Even when I'm sitting alone in a room, I think I'm one of the lives of the party.
I tend to agree with you. As a matter of fact, I think it's a wonderful assessment because when you meet someone like Rick or you, Bunny, who's got a sense of comedy even before you get on stage, it does make you feel good. You feel, hey, everything in this world is not that serious, which is
All right.
a nice thing to do for people. I love the tie, incidentally. I wear mine all the time. One of the promotional things that the record companies did was to send around the same tie that Rick wears. He's got him inside his jacket like the guy on Broadway with the watches.
Yeah, I saw
have a
ties
tie.
and-
But those ties are hard to find. They snap on.
Right.
And it says cheap trick, cheap trick, cheap trick. At any point along the line, did you consider changing the image?
Well, the image was always us. It's our personalities.
This
so
is real.
It would be kind of hard to change it without changing our personalities.
Yeah, I mean, I could dress like a nun, or I could dress like Colonel Sanders, or something like that. But it would, I feel comfortable in the clothes I wear. Sure, I mean, it's obvious that, well, as a matter of fact, I do sleep with my hat on. But I mean, and I do sleep with these sweaters, and I sleep with my sneakers. But I don't. Well, yes, I do shower with this stuff too. I mean, it's.
He's not unusual, folks. He's your ordinary, everyday rock star. Heaven Tonight, Cheap Trick. It's been on the charts. It's been barreling along like crazy. Rick Nielsen and Bunny Carlos. Rick, I have found that you have become kind of a performer's performer. I have yet to meet someone in the music business that doesn't think you're the greatest thing to come down the pike. Now, what is that?
Well, it's sorry to say they don't buy our records, but no, I don't know. I think real positive, and we're friendly, and we're not. We don't try to screw the other groups, and we're just trying to be ourselves. I mean, we don't put on airs to try to impress people. Like I know you talk with the guys in Kiss, okay? And well, those guys, they would say to me, "Hey, what do you think about the show?" And I would say, "Well, there wasn't enough bass." And this one part, I thought when you did the song,
Hooligan.
not Hooligan, what was it? Love Gun or something, where it says, no, it was Dr. Love. I said, you should turn your logo on it, the part where it says the line about Kiss. And he says, oh, yeah, so I'm just real honest, and I tell him how I feel, instead of the normal, oh, it was great, everything's wonderful. I'm honest with those people, and they're honest with me, and I think they like our band. And
well, most performers are very aware of other performers when they have talent, but somehow they seem to get off on the fact that you are so, you're such individualists, that you have the courage to be individual.
Yeah, we want to be ourselves, and we never tried to be clones of anyone, and we never will be. I think that's what puts our band apart from a lot of other bands. because they're four personalities, real distinct. It's not like four guys with beards sitting on stools, growing old and playing guitar, and that's the same way our music is. It's real diverse. You won't get cured of cancer or hepatitis by listening to our stuff. It's really pretty straight ahead rock stuff. But we try a few different facets in our personality.
You should get off on it, yeah. Bunny, what happens on stage? Now, I have not seen Cheap Trick yet, and I'm positive that you just don't, sit there and play. Can you give me a little thumbnail sketch of what an average Cheap Trick set works out to be?
It starts out with a big, tall guy that comes and screams at the audience and introduces us. And Rick, he's always jumping around and knocking things over and throwing picks at people in the audience. And Robin and Tom stand up there and look good. And
they sure do.
And I try and keep the beat and watch out for frisbees. It's a lot of action in the show and a lot of visuals. And there's even some three-part harmony and music things like that for people that can't see too good.
I can't wait to see the act. You brought up something that's important. Have you ever been hit with anything from the audience?
Yes, this is Rick. I've been hit many times. A lot of times it's nice stuff, though. I mean, it's...
no bills?
Mink stoles and stuff like that.
Oh, that's not all bad, yeah.
With some, of course, underwear. I've been hit with a lot of that. And let's see.
You had some green the other night.
Yes, as a matter of fact, lately people have been giving me money, like dollar bills.
That's not all bad.
It's crazy. I don't know why.
If they could just up the ante a little bit, yeah.
Hold $1 up, and
maybe it's just the autograph they want.
Maybe
if
so.
You owe a lot of
give
refunds.
Them back.
Yeah.
I don't give those dollars back, but that's awful nice. And
are you concerned about being injured on the stage when the fans get carried away that way?
Well, it really doesn't happen that much. I mean, there's of course some wild, some crazy people that try and screw up a concert.
Yeah.
And we would like to say to those people, you're not our friends, and because since we do have a lot of friends, if you see people do that, break their nose. That's the only kind of violence I like, when someone is really out to get somebody and to harm people. Because we did a show in Chicago and somebody threw an M80 and blew this girl's face right up. Ugh. And if I would have found the guy, and I'm not even a tough guy, I would have probably taken at least a dozen of my guitar strings and placed them in
proper position.
Proper
for
spots.
mayhem,
like
yeah.
This is Norwegian acupuncture.
Yeah.
Nielsen's my name.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I think that's important because I have a feeling that if more of the people who make the music request that idiocy stops, it will.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous because, I mean, it's too expensive to go to a show. It's like going and buying a record and taking it out in the street and just breaking it just to spend your money. It's like going to a show and just because you want to be a jerk, do that. That's a minute percentage.
It's funny sometimes.
Fortunately, yes.
Yeah.
I started the other night, a girl threw a sparkler and it started Rick's amplifier on fire right in the middle of a song.
What a thrill.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
One of the roadies came out and put it out at great risk of life and limb.
Yeah, well, I always worry that, that it'll land on somebody's head, and really do damage. But I think your feeling on the subject is important.
I think our music is the reason
fun
why
enough.
people come.
Yeah.
And it's,
As you point out, Eric, I think it's just a minority, but that minority can cause damage. Bun E and Rick Nielsen, Bun E Carlson and Nick Nielsen. Again on that one.
Nick Nielsen.
Nick Nielsen, I changed all their names. Rick Nielsen and Bun E. Carlson of Cheap Trick. Carlos. I'm doing fine. I'm changing him from Venezuelan to Swedish. Norwegish? Listen to me. I should go back to bed. I'm not even going to say your names on this one. Cheap Trick has put out an album called Heaven Tonight. It's been out for a while. It's been enjoyed by many, many people, and I'm always interested in knowing what the individual members of the band felt about it. When it was finished, Bun E Carlos, what was your feeling about the album? What was the standout in your estimation?
I was real satisfied with the album, and the songs that stood out to me were the new ones with the keyboards on them. We've been expanding our sound ear-wise, adding musical texture in that, and I was really impressed with it. I really enjoy listening to it. We do listen to our own records, so we try and make them good.
Would you have bet on the hits? Would you have bet on Surrender, for instance?
I only bet in Vegas.
Aha. Aha, the man is cagey. How about you, Rick? How did you feel about the album? Was it like, that's terrific, or that's going to be a hit, or what? Now, are you touring?
Yes, we're touring until October, and that'll have been 27 months in a row with only time off to make the records, and then we do a new record. We're doing a new records in October, November, and then from there we go to Bun E's homeland, to Venezuela. We're going to Venezuela in December.
To perform or just to visit?
Perform.
Well, that's going to be a very big day for you. Do you have a big family down in Venezuela, Bunny?
I have cousins left, yeah.
They must be very proud of you.
I haven't seen them.
I hate to say it, the sad note about this, but we've researched it. Where Bunny was born, it's now a high-rise.
High-rise.
They've torn
and a
down
parking
the
lot.
shack.
What a shame. I get a feeling Bunny's going to be able to live without it.
Okay. I'll be on the inside track with the Nightbird, Alison Steele. So tune in. She's so great.
Can I have one more?
Terrific.
I turned it off.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was so good.
I know, figures.
Hi, this is Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick, and I'll be on the inside track with the Nightbird, Alison Steele. So tune in because her voice is so great.
Hello, this is Bunny Carlos from Cheap Trick, and I'll be on the inside track with the Nightbird, Alison Steele. So tune in.
Can we have one together?
Any way you want it.
Any way you want it.
Your name first. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, this is Rick Nielsen
And Bunny Carlos.
from Cheap Trick, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll be on the inside track with the Nightbird, Alison Steele. So tune in.